My name's Ann. I'm the facilitator for this group. It's an anxiety management group. I'd like to take a moment here at the beginning and have y'all pair off, partner up, and I want you to introduce yourself to your partner and tell your partner one thing that you have done to help you get through a stressful situation. So I'm going to take a few minutes, give you guys a few minutes to do that, and then I'm going to ask y'all to introduce your partners. Okay? Anybody have any questions? No? Okay. All right, y'all pair off and introduce yourself.
Hello. My name's Nick. One thing I like to do, I feel like when I have an anxiety attack or something, I like to take a ride. Take a ride in my truck, listen to music.
I try to get my mind out of it. I think I'm happy with good things. Otherwise, I think I heard you say that crying out, I think that too.
Yeah? Run away from it?
Well, not really run away from it.
I'm talking out.
Well, I did dwell on something else, but then I really talked about it and it calmed down. Yeah, right.
Maybe try to do something to help yourself get over it.
Yeah.
Like I said, taking a ride works for me.
That's what we did. Yeah, that's I go from the hospital.
I cry.
Cry.
I cry.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I think so. I got really nice. So.
Yeah, it's good. It happens. It's a terrible feeling. It really is. Guess that's what we're doing.
Okay, are y'all ready? Okay, now I'd like you to, I'm going to go over it and I'd like you to introduce your partner and tell me what they do to get through a stressful situation. Can we start with you?
Sure. Absolutely. This is Elizabeth. From what I've gathered from her, doesn't seem like she does much. She likes to dwell on things, and that might be a good reason why she's here. And maybe we can help her out a little.
Okay, hi Elizabeth. Glad you're here. Thank you.
Drive around a little bit.
Elizabeth, would you like to introduce your partner?
Nicholas.
Okay.
Likes to travel around.
Good drive around
Yeah, he likes to drive around and not dwell.
and not dwell on things.
Yeah.
So you take a ride with them?
I take a ride, listen to some music, and kind of get my mind off of things.
I'm sort of the opposite. I sort of don't want to dwell on it.
Okay.
Trying to figure things out.
Alright, well we could probably help you with that here. Okay. Alright. Would you like to introduce your partner?
This is Christian. He likes to eat and listen to music. We ride.
Okay. Christian.
This is Teresa. She likes to talk it out with friends when she's stressful. She likes to talk with family, really close friends, and just get things off her mind, just to release, I guess, that energy.
Okay. So it sounds like y'all have do a couple of different things. Do any of you happen to identify with something that another person in the group does to alleviate some stress?
As far as identifying between us.
Yeah, like you take a ride. Does anybody else go take a ride sometimes
Oh, I
to
think-
de-stress?
Oh, for sure.
And he likes to eat and all that. Does anybody else do that? Okay.
Gotta eat.
Okay. So you see, you guys have some things in common.
Absolutely.
Okay. Great. Okay. Now I want to go over the purpose of this group. It's to offer support and suggestions and coping skills to deal with anxiety. We're going to meet every Friday from 5 to 6 right here in this building for about 8 weeks. When we're coming up on the 8-week mark, we will all take a look at it and see where we're at. If things are going well, we might pull back to every 2 weeks, or we'll see what the group thinks about how things need to happen, closer to the 8-week. Okay, how's that sound? Okay, this place is designed to be a safe place for y'all to come and share what's going on with you and help each other through, stressful situations. So my role here is to uphold the rules that create the safe place that we're all going to come up with together here in a little bit, the rules. I'm also going to redirect people if we're on a topic and somebody strays off the topic. I might interrupt you when you're talking, and by no means is it to embarrass you or single you out or make you feel any kind of way. It's just to kind of try to keep us on topic because we're all here to try to get rid of some anxiety and learn how to deal with some anxiety. Okay? So don't feel funny if I interrupt you when you're talking and kind of steer you back to where we need to be. All right. I'm really only here for background support. You guys are the core of the group, and you will be the ones that are helping each other through and giving suggestions and all that to one another. So when you're speaking, if y'all could look at each other, that would be great. People tend to look at me because I'm the facilitator, but really just pretend like I'm a chair in the background, and y'all go ahead and keep communicating amongst yourselves and try to look at each other when you're talking. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions or concerns about anything we've talked about so far? No? Okay, great. Now, we want to get to creating some rules for the group. So to do that, I would like each of you to think of a time when you felt really safe to be vulnerable and to open up, where you felt very comfortable sharing how you were feeling, what person was with you, what was the room like, or what was the environment like that made you feel comfortable enough to share. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. What would you like to see happen in this group that would create a safe place for y'all, that would make y'all feel comfortable to share?
What would make this place?
Yeah, what would make the group comfortable? Like, I'll start it off. Confidentiality is a big one. What we say in here should stay in here. I mean, if you want to go home and share with your families something that you've talked about, personally, that's fine, but you shouldn't share anything that he said, and you shouldn't share anything that she said. Try to leave it all
Well, that's
here.
kind of what I was going to go to. I would like to be able to trust him enough here that if I have something to say to him, I don't feel like he's going to go outside of the group and maybe go tell somebody something that I said.
Right. So we can all agree that confidentiality is a big one.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what else do y'all need to have so that you feel comfortable?
Teamwork.
Okay, teamwork, work together. That's a good one. I'm gonna write these down so we have them. Can you tell me what your teamwork looks like?
I don't know him, but I trust him enough to where
Okay,
I can,
where you can share.
build something with him.
Okay,
That he and his own together.
okay, good.
I agree with the teamwork. Confidentiality, I mean, it's the first time I've done this, so, it's kind of hard to just come up with things on the spot,
Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Yeah.
Well, it's like, we went to class, something to work out, something that's sort of upset you, or bothered you, or something that you've got going on right now.
and you feel like they might not back you up. I guess we need to back each other up here. We need to be able
Okay.
we need to lift each other up.
So in that, what I'm hearing is positivity.
Yes.
So when y'all are sharing, if you're gonna give somebody suggestions, we could steer away from, steer away from negative comments and maybe steer more positive comments. That's a good one.
There's nothing worse than when somebody's trying to tell you something, they feel like you're making a mistake.
Right.
It's like, hey, okay, I did something wrong, maybe you can talk to me in a way that's gonna help me build from it and not make me feel like I should just leave and I don't need to be here.
Right, yes, we want everybody to feel comfortable here. We don't want anybody to ever feel like they want to get up and leave, that they're that uncomfortable that they want to leave. And And should that ever happen, please, let's talk about it. Please don't be afraid to bring it up. If something has happened that's made you feel that way, because we need to address it. And that's another one we can throw in there, respect. Respect one another. When somebody's sharing, let them say what they need to say without interrupting them.
And that's what we're all here for. Obviously, we all have an issue with things that are going on with ourselves, so we don't need people that are in this group to, add insult to injury.
There you go. That's very good. Anything else? Honesty. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's really hard to offer suggestions and help if you don't have the full picture. Somebody not being honest. That's really good. Good. How about I have one that I like to call the pass rule, and that's if we're sharing and there's a time where you just you don't want to, that you can say I pass. And I might come back to you and check and see how you're doing and look in and see, if you maybe changed your mind about sharing, but you should be able, that's one that I like to institute. How do y'all feel about that?
I like that.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't feel like talking right now, pass.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to see here?
Yeah, just took my notes, what happened.
Went right out of your head. Well, you know what? How about this? We have teamwork, positivity, positive feedback, honesty, confidentiality, and the pass rule thus far. If at any time in the future you think of something or something comes up and we need to add another rule, we can do that. We can always come back and revisit this.
Yeah.
Does that sound
Yeah.
It's good? Okay.
Can always do that.
Yeah, we can always add to it. All right, now move forward just a little bit. I'd like to ask each one of you what you would like to get from our time here. In other words, what would you need to get from our time together for you to feel like this wasn't a waste of your time? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I start with you?
Being comfortable.
Being comfortable.
Walking out of here very comfortable.
So feeling better when you leave than when you,
Absolutely.
okay.
Maybe to get a weight off your shoulders even.
Yes.
You talk about just to get something off your shoulders.
Right? That's a good one. How about you? I'm sorry, were you finished?
Yes.
A solution of kind of just make everything better.
Better ways to deal with things. Okay.
I guess that would be the way to put it too, because I have a little trouble talking,
Okay.
and so I can't always get everything out. But when I can relax, then I can.
Okay. So you need to feel relaxed
Exactly.
when you leave. Yeah, that's kind of like what he said. When you leave, you want to feel better. And her too. You want a solution. You want something when you leave here. You would feel better.
Maybe where I'm sitting there and the anxiety hits, the ability to push through it and stay calm and not feel like I'm going to pass out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Those are really good things, and this group can help with that. I have seen people that struggle with very severe anxiety to where it's really hard for them to even sit in a chair here with us, attend a few sessions and get better and learn coping skills and be able to go out there and be comfortable in most situations. So I think that we can help all of you with that. Do we have any questions so far? No? Okay, good. Okay, this group is about anxiety management, and oftentimes participation in a new group or anything like that can bring up some anxious feelings, even for those who don't struggle with high anxiety. So right now I want to take a minute and I want to check in with each of you and see where you're at on how you're feeling. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being absolutely no anxiety at all, and 10 being the worst anxiety you could ever experience. Can each of you tell me where you fall on that scale?
I'm going to solve at 7.
Okay.
I'm a pretty 5.
Okay.
Six.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna say like 5.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, you're all fairly anxious. anxious, not like off the charts anxious. So at this time I want to try something real quick and see if it'll help relieve some of the anxiety. So I want you all to put your feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands on your legs. And close your eyes. It's a breathing exercise. So I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when the breathing out, picture all your anxiety leaving your body. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And one more time, in through your nose, and out through your nose. Okay, whenever you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes. Did that help? You feel more relaxed anyway?
No, I felt more relaxed.
How about you, Teresa? Okay, good. Okay, now I'd like to get to more of the reason why we're here, and that is for anxiety management. I want you to think about what event or what has been going on that has inspired you to join an anxiety management therapy group. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it. And then I'm going to ask each of you to tell me in, 2 to 3 sentences, what it is that has been going on that's made you decide to come in to participate in the group. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few minutes. Got it. Okay, does everybody have enough time to think about it? Okay. Who would like to go first? Okay, Nick.
I haven't really been talking to my dad as much as I should, and kind of makes me worry, in case something happens to him, and didn't contact him as much as I should. We do some changes at work. It kind of makes me worry about, my future there. If I've invested as much time in it as I should have, and, was it worth it, or is it worth it, or do I need to make a change?
Okay. Good. Reasons to come in.
Nothing. Pretty much. There's a lot going on in my life. But pretty much there's things I have to change. And there's things I want to address. And not be overwhelmingly addressing them. And be able to do some radiation. That's good.
Some of that's, different situations can feel like they're pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
And, we need a little help sometimes to get through that, and that's why we're here. Okay, Teresa.
School.
School. It's a little overwhelming. Got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
It's the end of the semester.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those tests are fun.
Yeah.
No tester.
Mine's definitely work related. It's working hard every day, get up to work every day, and just not knowing if I'm doing a good enough job at the end of the day just worries me. And just having expectations and making sure I complete them, and just that can be definitely making a lot of anxiety at the end of the day.
Okay, yes. So it sounds like you all have some things going on that can be overwhelming and very anxiety provoking. So, do you all relate to one another to the overwhelm? Because it seems like it's overwhelmed. I hear overwhelmed as a common theme here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now I just want to talk I want to give a little bit of info about some anxiety, and I am going to pass out these papers. Put your hand on to Teresa, and put your hand on to Elizabeth. First, I want to talk, just like the definition of anxiety. It's a normal state of dread or tension or unease, and it's considered a normal response to stress or uncertain situations. It becomes a problem when it's happening all the time, and it becomes overwhelming, which seems like what y'all are pretty much telling me about. So I've given you out a piece of paper, and it has some psychological symptoms of anxiety, and it has some physical symptoms of anxiety. And I was just wondering if anyone would mind reading for me the psychological symptoms.
Sure. Worry or dread, obsessive or intrusive thoughts, sense of imminent danger or catastrophe, fear or panic, restlessness, irritability, impatience, ambivalence, or trouble concentrating.
Okay, now those are the psychological symptoms. I want to stop for a second right here and ask you all, how many of these do you have on a regular basis? Nick?
One big check mark on the side
On
here.
all of them?
That counts. Can I just put one big check mark there?
Yes?
Okay.
Okay, so you're telling me you have these all on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Elizabeth?
Worry. Obsessive thoughts. Fear. Restlessness. Trouble concentrating.
Worry, panic, trouble concentrating, and impatience.
Okay.
I'm right there with worry, intrusive thoughts, restlessness, and irritability.
Okay. So you guys have a lot of those in common also. These are what you commonly see as psychological symptoms of anxiety. Now we have the physical symptoms. Would someone mind reading the physical symptoms for me?
Rapid or irregular heartbeat, sweating, especially the palms, dry mouth, flushing or blushing, muscle tension, shortness of breath, lightheadedness or faintness, difficulty sleeping, shaking, choking sensation, frequent urination, nausea or vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, feeling of the butterflies in the stomach, sexual difficulties, tingling sensations, nail biting or other habitual behavior.
Okay, now there's a lot in there, and I'm going to ask you, are these things that you guys experience? Maybe not all of them, but some of them? Yeah. Okay. These were just to let you know that those are common, so if you're experiencing them, that's commonly experienced with anxiety. It's just to let you know that they're commonly experienced. Okay. The physiological symptoms, sometimes those can be the most overwhelming. What do you most commonly experience physiologically?
What physically happens?
Physically, yeah.
Definitely the rapid heartbeat and shortness of breath.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Shortness of breath. Lightheadedness. Difficulty sleeping.
Rapid irregular heartbeat? Okay.
And then
Racing.
lightheadedness too.
Lightheadedness?
Yeah, then I feel like I'll pass out sometimes.
How about you guys? Do you guys feel some of the same things too?
Sweating and contemplating right now.
Are you? You're sweating and palms right now. So you're still feeling a little anxiety?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in the neck.
Okay.
Not always, but
Nail biting,
I want to try a little exercise, like we've talked about some of these things and the way you feel with the anxiety. It's going to be sentence completion. I'm going to give you a sentence with blank in it, and I want you to complete the sentence. I'm going to go around and ask all of you to complete the sentence for me, okay? And the sentence is, when I'm feeling anxious, blank always makes me feel better. Okay? When I'm feeling anxious, blank always makes me feel better. Now, I would like to go around and have each one of you fill in the blank. Can we start with Teresa?
So, I pass on that right now.
Okay.
You say my mother.
Okay. Your mother always makes you feel better. Good.
Walking away and being by myself.
Okay. So, getting away from the situation.
Yeah, just having my time to think.
Okay. Yes. Can I ask you, what about your mother makes you feel better?
Comfort. She talks to me. It's just a whole comfort.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Okay. Okay, we're getting about to the end of the first session. And there are some things I want you guys to think about and remember about anxiety. And I would like to pass these out. And I would like each one of you to read one of these sentences for me. Or for those statements. Go ahead.
Would have to be in order.
Yeah.
I will not always feel this way.
Elizabeth, will you read one for us?
I think when I get things to reduce anxiety.
Okay, good.
I can feel it.
I am more than my anxiety allows me to be.
Now, after hearing those statements, I would like to do what is called a take and leave exercise, since we're coming to the end. And what that means is, from today's session and from those statements, what would you like to take away from this group today? What would you like to take with you when you leave?
Definitely takes a little depth. Anxiety.
A little reduced anxiety? Okay.
Just knowing that you can get through it and overcome it.
Good.
Taking these notes home with me and reading them.
Over and over.
Definitely help out.
Good.
And we are allowed to keep this, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I want you to read those. Yeah. What about you?
I might actually just look at this when I start feeling anxious. Just the statements, not so much this. I know that this,
Yeah,
I know
that's
that
just
this is
symptoms.
included in me, who I am.
Carry it and roll it.
Yeah.
Something
they're
happens,
really
take
good.
it, unfold it, and take
That's
a
a
look at
really
it.
good exercise. That's a really good exercise when you start to feel anxious. Just pull that out and take a look at it. That's a really good idea.
I'll know that it came from here and that I'm going to come back here again and that we're in this together.
Yeah, it's really good. Now, when you walk out of the door today, what would you like to leave here? Or is there anything that you would like to leave here? Or anything that you can consciously,
My anxiety,
right?
I'd like to leave that here.
You'd like to leave that? Okay.
Definitely what we talk about, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Since, now you remember at the beginning when I did the check on your anxiety levels, the scale from 1 to 10, 1 being no anxiety at all, and 10 being off the charts, and you guys gave me some numbers. I'd like to go around now and do a recheck and see how y'all are feeling now towards the end on that same scale of 1 to 10.
Definitely went down.
Okay.
I'll say a 3.
Okay, so you went from a 5 to a 3, so you're feeling a little better.
Yes.
That's great. Teresa? 5. write down some too. That's good.
I went down to 3
Okay. Yeah.
I probably got myself done.
That's really good. That's really good. I hope that gives you some hope that, you know, we can do some great things here. Okay. Now, before we wrap up, does anybody have any questions?
Will there be food next time?
Well, we really kind of need to focus on why we're here, which is anxiety management. So we really need the least distractions, the better. We could always have some stuff for like after, some cookies or snacks or something.
I'll bring some.
Okay. Any other questions? Great. Now, Nick had mentioned that when he's feeling anxious, he could just pull these out of his wallet and read through them. So, as homework or like little helpful homework, I guess we call it homework, I'm wondering if that would be if you think that would be a good thing for y'all to do all week when you're feeling anxious. Have this with you and pull it out and read through these. Is that something that you think would be good? You could also try if you're having the anxiety too, you could try that breathing exercise that I gave y'all and see how that helps you. Does that sound okay? And then we'll check back. I'll check back next week. We'll do a check-in when you come in, and I'll see how the week is going for each of you, and if you had anxiety, if you were able to use some of these, and how well they worked. Okay? Does that sound good? Okay, great. I would like to thank each one of you for your time and for supporting one another and sharing so openly.